But basically, it's an album about Eminem killing his alter ego Slim Shady. Now, here's something I didn't tell. In my full review, I gave a couple of people my review on what I thought of the album, but I held back some information. And some of the information I held back was one, to me, was a crucial point of the album. I feel like we don't know what we thought we knew about Eminem. We were like 100% completely wrong. And what I mean by 100% completely wrong is uh Eminem has always been Slim Shady, and Slim Shady has always been Eminem. There's no there's no in between. Like how we go, yo, there's three Eminems. There's Eminem, there's Marshall Mathers, and there's Slim Shady. Nah. He's either rapping as Marshall Mathers, which is the personal one, talks about his wife, his kids, his family, his mother, all the personal stuff. And then there's the artist Eminem. And within the artist Eminem comes Slim Shady. So I don't know if y'all following me. So like as an example, one of the songs on Eminem's album right here, Guilty Conscience 2, which is my favorite song on the album. And Houdini is another good example. Is another good example of what I mean. So like in Houdini, he's doing the Eminem abracadabra. That's Eminem. But within this album, oh wait, that's Slim Shady. But within this album, he's Slim Shady. But Slim Shady is still Eminem. He's not Marshall until he gets here. Temporary, Bad One, Toby, and the last track, my bad, my laptop's covering it. Somebody Save Me. That's when he's Eminem. So what I mean that's when he's Marshall Mathers. So what I mean by that is the pure hip hop rapper in him. Eminem is not an alter ego. Eminem and Slim Shady are one person. So yeah, so they've always been one. Like they always been one. That's why you can get an Eminem album with a bunch of lyrical shit on it, but then you could get something like Relapse, which is horrible. But you could get something like Relapse where it's a bunch of goofy shit on it. But then you have an album where you balance the two acts because Eminem is very sensitive. Slim Shady is very sensitive. Marshall Mathers is not sensitive. That's why on the song Guilty Conscience 2, spoilers for people who didn't hear it. That's why on Guilty Conscience 2, he tells himself, hey, yo, why you always got to be so rude and feel some type of way? He was like, yo, that's because you act like nothing's wrong with you and you know that shit bother you. Marshall's telling Slim, yo, that shit don't bother me. Slim like, yes, it do. And the Marshall in you won't answer any questions. But the Eminem in you, the rapper, wants to respond to everything. Yeah, yeah, you follow where I'm going, A Diddy, and his comment pops up on the screen for those who get what I'm saying. So basically, Marshall misses so many parts of his life that's important, and I learned that also in the song he dedicated to Haley, "Temporary," because he says to her, like, yeah, nah, see, damn, A Diddy. Actually, he don't say that in that. And the last song on the album is when he says it. But I'm gonna try to say it without giving away the entire record. But he kind of say to her like, "Yo, I missed a lot of important shit in your life. I'm sorry." No, I mean, like shit that was uh wildly important, like vastly, vastly important. I'm gonna listen in the background right now. All right. vastly like shit that's vastly important to you and me. I let that shit. I let the Eminem shit consume me. I let the rapping shit consume me. Something I never wanted it to do. I never wanted it to be. I always wanted to be a rapper. I always wanted to be a star. I always wanted the money because I wanted to provide for you. Because I was poor. I grew up the way I grew up, and I didn't have what I had, and I wanted you to have what I have. That's the that's the Eminem Slim Shady part of this. But that he's been winning the battle for a very long time. He's been winning the battle for so long. And at the age of 51, I'm choosing to let it go. So I'm not gonna say this is in retirement, but nonetheless I'm saying goodbye. Where it's like a lot of the older guys in hip hop do it, but they don't. A lot of the older guys in hip hop do it, but they don't do it the way Eminem did it. A lot of older guys step like, for example, Jay-Z stepped away the second time with no explanation, because the first time Jay-Z gave you an explanation, he said he was going into the corporate world. The second time Jay-Z stepped away is 444, and that was it. He hasn't said nothing. That was his coup de grace. Like, yo, that's his coup de grace. Like, I'm out of here. If you get some new J, you get some new J. I don't know when you're going to get some new J. But if you get some new J, you're going to get some new J. I just don't know when the new J coming. Eminem's basically saying, yo, I give you an album every 3 to 4. Let's see how Eminem drops his albums. So, discography. Let's go to his discography. So he's like, yo, so this ain't even the order of Eminem's catalog. Ew. But either way, so you see here, that's the deluxe, my bad. So you got 2024, not counting none of those, 2020, 2018, 2017, 2013, 2010, 2009. From 2004 to 2009 was the biggest gap he's left the music industry. So since 1999, we got 99, 2000, 2002, 2004. Then he took that hiatus. We know that was the drugs. 2009, then it was 2010, 2013, 2007. So he's never truly taken the break, because even the break he took in '04 technically wasn't a break. He was going to get clean. He predicated his life to music. Like, he raised his daughter, but he predicated his life to music. And he's on it like, yo, I'm 51. Sorry if I spoil this for some of y'all. He's a grandfather, which a lot of people don't know because he's one of the most private guys. You only know about his life through his music. But he's 51. He's a grandfather now. And he's just like, yo, I'm retiring, bro. Like, I'm retiring. Like, there's nothing left. Like, y'all been waiting and waiting and waiting. So the death of Slim Shady is just, I think it's him just retiring. Like, I think he's homing it in. He's locking it up. He's letting it go. And so I know to you Eminem fans, I know it hurt because some of y'all say I know a lot of people who has Eminem as their GOAT. But it's just like, yo, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out, and I want my fans to remember me going out how they remember me. It's not a bunch of fast rap on here. It's not a bunch of yap yappity dap dappity dap 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 dap. It ain't a lot of that on there. It's a lot of song structure on there. It's a lot of it's not a lot. It's the balance between goofy. It's the balance between outlandish. And the reason why I say it's a goodbye album, because he's focusing on Eminem is trying to cancel himself. And we all know when you get canceled, that's it. There. You could barely count on one hand how many people have survived cancellation. So he's even marketing as, yo, Eminem's trying to cancel himself, because once you're canceled in this game, it's over. I'm giving this shit all I have. I'm exhausted. I'm done. This is my victory lap. Yeah, can't cancel me. Can't cancel me. And I'm ready to like he wants it. He wants it. And what people do sound crazy what I'm about to say. But it's gonna make sense. What do people do on their deathbed? When people what people do on their deathbed is confess things. They might confess how they always felt about something. They might confess, like, I ain't gonna say confess, but they apologize for things not going the way they wanted it to go, or they apologize for things falling out the way they did. And what's the one thing Eminem did on this album towards the end of it? Apologize. He apologized to Benzino. He apologized to Ja Rule, Limp Bizkit. Everybody he's ever had a problem with that he's verbally disrespected, he apologized. Because I was listening to this with my wife, and she said something real. She was like, yo, Eminem's rapping on his album as a man. She said it sounds like a man that knows he's sick, and don't nobody else know he's sick. So he's righting his wrongs and saying goodbye. So that's so I found that interesting. But let's read this message. Let's read this from Aaron. Knowing people not going to digest the entire album just to listen for the negative stuff and post it for shocking clickbait reactions. Yes, that is sad. That is sad. Because this is a great album. This is so far after 2 listens, this is the best album I've heard all year, and I've listened to a lot of albums, and this is like really, really good. But if Eminem is retiring, I will never say the shit like about time. I'll never do that to him. But I will say, yo, you had a lengthy career. You've been rapping since before 1999. But you became that dude since 1999. We grew up, we watched Haley grow up without watching Haley grow up. Like, you had songs dedicated to your daughter. And now you have a song on your album talking about how your daughter had a child. Do you know how wild that is?
I roll my weed up. Niggas trip, but they can't see us. Big plays when I'm on top now. I got this, kick your feet up. Watch how I double up now. It's gonna cost 10 to 6.